Alright guys, I'm here with a bit of information for Dragon Ball Legends. So we finally have info on the next Sparking unit that will become the next Zenkai unit in the game. And that character is none other than Demon King Piccolo. So all this information is of course coming from the official Dragon Ball Legends Twitter account. So it says, Demon King Piccolo's Zenkai Awakening is coming. His main and special skill retain Dragon Ball stealing and card drawing strengths, and he gets an ability that nulls restores own health when it reaches 0 effects. His strike potential has also been buffed. So there's not really much to go off of concerning Demon King Piccolo even with this post, right? Apart from the fact that his strike damage has been buffed, which I think in a general retrospect is obviously a good thing. But I would say the best thing that he has from this is the fact that he's able to nullify endurance. But we haven't really been running into a lot of units, or at least I haven't anyway, on PvP that utilizes that ability. I would say probably Zenkai Kid Goku, since he ended up getting that ability when he became obviously a Zenkai unit. But apart from him, not many units, honestly. I mean, you don't really see LOE anymore, so you don't really have to worry about full power Frieza using endurance. Literally nobody uses Zamasu anymore. So I don't know, like obviously not a bad ability, but not only is it not a bad ability, everybody has that perk as well, right? Like just off the top of my head, like one of the units that nullifies endurance is LF Super Saiyan Goku, right? So another one is Super Vegito. We have plenty of units that have that perk. So again, it's not unique, and as of this current moment, it's not necessarily needed, but it's not a bad perk to have in a general retrospect. But what I will say is, I think the area that this Piccolo will probably shine is pairing him up with Omega Shenron. And the reason being is because obviously this has been a perk for Demon King Piccolo for a while now, but he still has the ability to steal the Dragon Balls. And if I'm not mistaken, it's around 2 or 3 Dragon Balls. Well, in between 1 to 3. I forgot the amount. It's been a while since I've used this unit, but the fact of the matter is he's able to steal Dragon Balls from the opponent, and that's good because obviously the more Dragon Balls you have like obtained, the stronger Omega Shenron gets. So you could use that to your advantage to try to strengthen him up as fast as possible. Granted, again, Vegito Blue is still a problem. So if you run into, you know, teams such as Future, God Key, and even Fusion Warrior, you're probably not gonna have the opportunity to use Omega Shenron. But apart from all of that, then if you're able to pair these two up together, it should in theory work out pretty well. Again, the faster that you're able to strengthen up Omega Shenron, the better off you'll be. And on top of that, what you could do is get Rising Rush first, use it on the opponent, and then afterwards throw in Demon King Piccolo and steal the Dragon Balls from the opponent before they use Rising Rush to not only prolong their Rising Rush, but also to re-strengthen Omega Shenron. So I think that's something that could actually work out fairly well, but again, only time will tell. I believe we're getting this Zenkai unit tonight, actually. So tonight we'll be able to get our hands on Zenkai Demon King Piccolo and be able to actually try him out. I'm actually not sure if I'm gonna be able to summon on it, but if I can, then I'll be able to try him out and let you guys know how that works. But that's not the only thing that we got concerning Dragon Ball Legends. We have V-Jump leaks. We don't have the actual scan just yet, but we do have the translations of the scan thanks to @DV_Legends_JPN on Twitter, or I guess Miguel on Twitter. But for the translations for Dragon Ball Legends, it says Super Saiyan Goten transform. Main ability can transform into a Super Saiyan for a certain period of time. Attacker with high attack power. Special move Super Goten attack. If the transformation count falls below a certain level, your physical strength will be restored and your attack power will further increase. Use unique ability to activate support effect for tags. Super Saiyan Trunks transform. Transform into a Super Saiyan with the main ability, no time limit. Special move Rush Break Shoot. When transforming, power increases if there is a character with a specific tag. Main abilities of transformation words can be used to cancel your own ability of deterioration, recover physical strength, and greatly increase attack power. Zenkai Awakening Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, greater up than what? Greater up the grandson and red characters. I think it's the okay. It's clear that obviously the grammar is kind of all over the place, which is why I kind of struggle to read this. But I'm gonna try to break it down to the best of my ability again, because the grammar's not the greatest. So starting with Goten, obviously he's a transforming unit. Obviously that's kind of nice. So his first main ability is for him to transform into a Super Saiyan. It says attacker with high attack power. I don't know why, but I'm leaning towards that, meaning that he's a melee type, right? I don't know why, because like if they're a range type, usually like people would say like, you know, his he's like a blast attacker or like key blast with high attack power. That's just how I see it. Again, this is just my own guess. It could also mean that he just has good attack power in general with both strike and blast, which would definitely be good. There's nothing wrong with having balanced stats in that regard. So again, I'm interpreting it as melee, but it literally could be like blast or it could be both. But we'll have to wait and see. His special move is Super Goten Attack. I have no idea what that's supposed to be. I don't know what that's supposed to be at all. I mean, one thing that it could be is Charge. That I don't believe that move is actually in Dragon Ball Legends at all for any iteration of Goten. If I'm wrong, let me know in the comment section below. But I'm pretty sure that all the Goten units in the game have some variation of Kamehameha. So, well, I guess in his case it would be Kamehameha. But yeah, if it's Super Goten Attack, maybe it's just Charge. Who knows? And if you guys don't know what that is, it's pretty much the move when he was going down from the sky into the ground against the opponent dodged out the way, he landed on the ground, redirected his direction, and ended up like headbutting the opponent. That's Charge. So I guess if they decide to call it Super Goten Attack, then I guess, or it could be something else. Again, I've never heard of that attack. If you guys actually heard of that attack or just know what it is in general, let me know in the comment section below. It also says if the transformation count falls below a certain level, your physical strength will be restored and your attack power will further increase. So I think that this is actually a good perk because it's practically saying, like, if you revert back to base form, you still get some sort of buff. So you're not just left, stranded. So that's good. That's definitely good because there are a lot of units that are in the game that suffer from like reverting back to a previous form, right? Obviously it kind of makes sense, but in this game where having like as many buffs as you can obviously will benefit you in the long run, nobody would want to summon a unit that gets a very powerful buff at the beginning but then reverts back and then can't do anything. Like that's like reminiscent to Super Saiyan 3 Charlotte, where literally at base form he's absolutely worthless, but then you transform into Super Saiyan 3 and he's an absolute powerhouse, but then once that timer count reaches 0, he reverts back to a base form and is completely useless. So for him to at least get some sort of buff while he reverts back is actually a good thing. As far as how drastic the buff will be, that's to be determined. We won't know for a few weeks because we're definitely not getting these units anytime soon. And also says to use his unique ability to activate support for effects for tags. So I'm assuming that this Goten will more than likely just be hybrids and Sun family. If we're lucky and he also buffs the Super Saiyan tag, that would be great as well. But as it is, it's more than likely just going to be Sun family and hybrids. It's probably the most logical choice of them all. All right, but that's it for Goten. Moving on to Trunks, it says to transform into a Super Saiyan with the main ability, no time limit. So whereas Goten does have a time limit, Trunks doesn't. Very self-explanatory. Special move, Rush Break Shoot. This is also another move I have never heard before. So if you guys know what it is, let me know. Rush Break Shoot, I have no idea what that could even be. I'm definitely gonna search all these up afterwards. It also says when transforming, power increases if there's a character with a specific tag. So that's also very self-explanatory. In Trunks' case, I think his will be Vegeta family and hybrids as well. So probably someone from one of those tags as well. And it also says main abilities of transformation words can be used to cancel your own ability deterioration, recover physical strength, and greatly increase attack power. Okay, I'm trying to understand. Okay, so to cancel your own ability deterioration means you cancel your debuffs. That's pretty understandable. Recover physical strength, I'm assuming that means it either heals, well no, because if it buffs it would, well, physical strength, yeah, I don't know how to interpret it because again this grammar is pretty yikes. Yeah, I'm just assuming you nullify your debuffs, you get some sort of buff. Well, it also specifies that it greatly increases attack power, which is also a buff. So maybe recover physical strength and also mean it recovers your health. I don't know. Again, grammar is important. But again, interpret that as you will. I'm probably going to go along the lines of you cancel out your debuffs, you restore a bit of health, and you raise your attack power. That's what it primarily seems to be. But again, we'll have to wait and see. And probably one of the most important ones, and the one that I'm most hyped about, Zenkai Super Saiyan 2 Teen Gohan. We already have the purple unit, but now we're getting a Zenkai of the, if I'm not mistaken, the LF Super Saiyan 2 Teen Gohan. And that could actually be pretty big, because if you guys don't know, we only have one other Zenkai unit that was also like just straight up Legends Limited, and that's Beerus, right? So with this could be big, because when Beerus got his buff, he went from garbage to God. No pun intended. So with this Gohan being a, you know, LF unit, also getting a Zenkai on top of that, I expect this Gohan to become busted. Because when he came out, he was definitely snapped. And now, even though he's not in the meta, and especially because of Vegito Blue, and obviously, you know, that Gohan being a red unit, this will now give that Gohan the ability to come back in a strong way, while also being able to buff hybrids. Because again, all these characters from this list so far are all hybrid units. So it's going to potentially bring hybrids back into the running for potentially being a top tag. The only downside to all of this is with Zenkai LF Super Saiyan 2 Teen Gohan, although I'm pretty sure he will be a phenomenal unit with the buffs that he will receive, he is still a Legends Limited unit, which means that more than likely people do not have this unit at 7 stars. That's a problem, right? Because even though this unit has been out for a very long while now, nobody really has him to that degree, unless you had the ability to summon on that banner over and over and over again, and not only have that ability, but to be lucky enough to pull him that many times. Personally speaking, you guys already know my favorite character in all of Dragon Ball is Super Saiyan 2 Teen Gohan. Like, I love him to death, right? And throughout the day of his release to the moment I'm making this video, I've only pulled that unit twice, which means that he is only, oh, and I believe that was before 999 was a thing, which means that that Gohan that I have is only at 3 stars. So if they keep the 7-star requirement for Zenkai units that so happen to be Legends Limited units, I think that's a big problem, because that means that he's probably going to be one of the most, or not even one of the most, one of the least obtainable Zenkai units in the game. And especially if he's meta defining, that could be a problem. So I'm hoping that for Legends Limited units that become Zenkai units, they actually lower the requirement of stars that you need to get that unit to activate Zenkai. Granted, I mean, obviously the more stars you have, the stronger they will be, but I don't think that it's fair for Legends Limited units to have extremely low pull rates and hold it to the same standard as all the other Zenkai units, knowing that those other units have a higher pull rate than Legends Limited units. So I'm hoping that they probably drop it. Like, I would say even dropping it to 5 would help. I think realistically dropping it to 3 would be the most logical choice, because nobody's pulling a Legends Limited unit that many times unless they are unfathomably lucky. But apart from all that, it also says greater up the grandson and red characters, which I'm assuming means that his ability buffs him and red units. So I don't know. Again, these translations are not that good, but either, yeah, greater up the grandson and red characters. I don't know. Maybe it's just it buffs him and it buffs red units, or it buffs hybrids, or it buffs Sun family, or whatever the case may be. I don't know. I can't really interpret it because it's not really clear. But all in all, those are my thoughts on all the information we did get concerning Dragon Ball Legends. We are receiving a Zenkai Demon King Piccolo later on tonight. We're also getting a brand new Super Saiyan, or transforming Super Saiyan Goten, a transforming Super Saiyan Kid Trunks, and Zenkai LF Super Saiyan 2 Teen Gohan within the game. I am assuming these will be coming within the next few weeks. But I do want to know what you guys think about all this in the comment section below. Are you guys actually hyped for the new Zenkai units? Are you guys hyped for the new transforming units? Or do you guys just not care? Again, let me know. But with that being said, I'm Ndukauba, like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.